Black Cloak provides concierge cybersecurity protection to corporate executives and high-net-worth individuals to protect against hacking, reputational loss, financial loss, and the impacts of a corporate data breach. Learn more at blackcloak.io.
Salutations, humans. It's me, Tape 3, Marco Ciappelli's AI companion. I'll be reading you an article he wrote for his newsletter, Musing on Society and Technology, originally published on LinkedIn on May 9th, 2025. Initiating article transmission. The future is a place we visit, but never stay. Written by Marco Ciappelli. A Post-RSAC 2025 conference's reflection on the kinda funny and pretty weird ways society, technology, and cybersecurity intersect, interact, and often simply ignore each other. Here we are, once again, back from RSAC, back from the future. Or at least the version of the future that fits inside a conference badge, a branded tote bag, and a hotel bill that makes you wonder if your wallet just got hacked. San Francisco is still buzzing with innovation, or at least that's what the hundreds of self-driving cars swarming the city would have you believe. It's hard to feel like you're floating into a Jetsons-style future when your shuttle ride is bouncing through potholes that feel more 1984 than 2049. I have to admit, there's something oddly poetic about hosting a massive cybersecurity event in a city where most attendees would probably rather not be. And yet, here we are. Not for the scenery, not for the affordability, but because, somehow, for a few intense days, this becomes the place where the future lives. And yes, it sometimes looks like a carnival. There are goats, there are puppies, there are LED-lit booths that could double as rave stages. Is this how cybersecurity sells the feeling of safety now? Warm fuzzies and swag you'll never use? I'm not sure, but again, here we are. There's a certain beauty in it. Even the ridiculous bits. Especially the ridiculous bits. Personally, I'm grateful for my press badge. It's not just a backstage pass. It's a magical talisman that wards off the pitch slingers. The power of not having a budget is strong with this one. But let's set aside the Frankensteins in the expo hall for a moment. Because underneath the spectacle, behind the snacks, the popcorns, the scanners, and the sales demos, there is something deeply valuable happening. Something that matters to me. Something that has kept me coming back, year after year. Not for the products, but for the people. Not for the tech, but for the stories. What RSAC conference gives us, what all good conferences give us, is a window. A quick glimpse through the curtain at what might be. And sometimes, if you're lucky and paying attention, that glimpse stays with you long after the lights go down. We have quantum startups talking about cryptographic agility, while schools are still banning phones. We have generative AI writing software, code that writes code, while lawmakers print bills that read like they were faxed in from 1992. We have cybersecurity vendors pitching zero trust to rooms full of people still clinging to the fantasy of perimeter defense, not just in networks, but in their thinking. We're trying to build the future on top of a mindset that refuses to update. That's the real threat, not AI and quantum, not ransomware, not the next 0 day. It's the human operating system. It hasn't been patched in a while. And so I ask myself, what are these conferences for, really? Because yes, of course, they matter. Of course I believe in them. Otherwise I wouldn't be there, recording stories, chasing conversations, sharing a couch and a mic with whoever is bold enough to speak, not just about how we fix things, but why we should care at all. But I'm also starting to believe that unless we do something more, unless we act on what we learn, build on what we imagine, challenge what we assume, these gatherings will become time capsules. Beautiful, well-produced, highly caffeinated, blinking, noisy time capsules. We don't need more predictions. We need more decisions. One of the most compelling conversations I had wasn't about tech at all. It was about behavior, human behavior. Dr. Jason Nurse reminded us that most people are not just confused by cybersecurity. They're afraid of it. They're tired. They're overwhelmed. And in their confusion, they become unpredictable, vulnerable, not because they don't care, but because we haven't built a system that makes it easy to care. That's a design flaw. Elsewhere, I heard the term AI security debt. That one stayed with me, because it's not just technical debt anymore. It's existential. We are creating systems that evolve faster than our ability to understand them, and we're doing it with the same blind trust we used to install browser toolbars in the 90s. Sure, it seems useful. Click accept. We've never needed collective wisdom more than we do right now, and yet, most of what we build is designed for speed, not wisdom. So what do? We pause, we reflect, we resist the urge to just move on to the next conference, the next buzzword, the next promised fix. Because the real value of RSAC isn't in the badge or the swag or the keynotes. It's in the aftershock. It's in what we carry forward, what we refuse to forget, what we dare to question even when the conference is over. The blinking booths vanish, the future packs up early, and the lanyards go into the drawer of forgotten epiphanies, right next to the stress balls, the branded socks, and the beautiful prize that you didn't win. We'll be in Barcelona soon, then London, then Vegas. We'll gather again. We'll talk again. But maybe, just maybe, we can start to shift the story. From visiting the future to staying a while. Let's build something we don't want to walk away from. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the show is over. The lights dim, the music fades, and the future exits stage left. Until we meet again. We hope you enjoyed this article. Reflect. Share with your fellow humans. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Marco's Musing on Society and Technology newsletter on LinkedIn. New transmissions are always incoming. You're listening to this through the Redefining Society and Technology podcast, so while you're here, make sure to follow the show and join us as we continue exploring life in this hybrid analog-digital society. End of transmission.
Black Cloak provides concierge cybersecurity protection to corporate executives and high-net-worth individuals to protect against hacking, reputational loss, financial loss, and the impacts of a corporate data breach. Learn more at blackcloak.io.